Hi Commodore 64 and FREEZE64 people. Here is the current issue of FREEZE64, which was released in April 2026. Issue 83 with the Fab arcade game Fire Trap on the front cover. Spent a lot of time reworking and cleaning up and cropping and layering that image to work with the cover. Came out quite well. So that's the front cover with Fire Trap on it. Then we go to the contents page and the welcome page. There's Mike Chilton. So he's the guy that programmed Fire Trap for the Commodore 64. And obviously we've got the interview in here with him as well. So that's the contents and intro. And then we go straight to the cover feature, which is Fire Trap. So I have my first ever play of Fire Trap. I don't ever recall playing it. So I think this was my first time I played it for this review or this retrospective. Obviously I give it a FREEZE64 Sizzler. The Sizzler's changed, by the way, to the banger, the FREEZE64 banger, which you'll start seeing from the next issue. And then there's some exclusive pokes and codes. So I hacked into the game and I grabbed all these pokes, which you can now grab here from this video. There's the sprites, all the sprites from within the games, around about 150 sprites. I think there's a few more scattered elsewhere, but that's the main bulk of the sprites in the memory. Then we go to Warren Pilkington's Hidden Harmonies, where he picks some SID tunes that aren't so familiar, quirky little tunes. So he's picked the Cyberdyne Warrior main tune, the Moto X or Motocross from Codemasters Music, Autoplex and Run the Gauntlet. And then I have my little say here in Virtuoso Vini regarding the tunes as well, just to give you a different voice on the tunes. Then we have Crap Back, which is Julian Rignall's look back at games, the crap games that were reviewed in Zap 64. So anything that scored, I think it was below, I think we've chosen the threshold of 50%. I can't remember now. So anyway, he looks back at some crap games. So it's a Knockout, Defcon, Cobra, Howard the Duck and Judge Dredd. Now, regarding Cobra, you'll see there in the gutter or the margin, it says coming soon, an interview with Cobra's programmer Zach Townsend. So I've actually already completed that interview, so we're going to discuss the making of Cobra, and you'll find out a few things about the game, which will probably clear up some questions as well you might have. Secret Squirrel finds hidden messages and secrets within games. We've got Bull Crazy, Griffin and Bounder. Then it is our main interview feature with Mike Chilton. So Mike produced Fire Trap, Ghouls, P-47, Predator, Strategic Defense Initiative, Space Crusade and Taipan. It says Sonic Boom, but now he's confirmed that he didn't create that, but he was around when somebody else did, and he may have done the music player for it. So here's the interview with Mike. There's Mike there as a young man. That's him there. And that's him there with Jules Holland. And that oh, there's some of the games that he produced. And then we have our Hunting the Demo Demons, which looks at latest Commodore 64 demos, but top scoring demos, so the best of the best. This one gets a FREEZE64 Sizzler. It's called Aloft, and it's a fantastic demo by Genesis Project team. Then our lovely Mouldy Cupboard feature, which looks at Tank Attack. There's the game there by Supersoft, which was released back in 1983. Is it worthy of keeping out of the Mouldy Cupboard? You'll have to have a read and see. Then we've got the development of Operation Vostoka by Chris Stanley and Roy Widding. And they're working on that. The game's actually finished. I've got a completed version of the game, and it's a lot of fun. So I think we probably have about another 3 more episodes of the diary before the game completes, before we catch it up. And then finally we have our My Commodore 64 Heaven, which was a feature I think we started about 7 years ago, and I brought it back a couple of issues ago. So this time we go to East Grinstead in the UK, and we visit Carl Cullen, who shares his Commodore 64 setup. The lovely disk drive there, and his Quick Shot 2 joystick, which is a piece of crap. Not his particular one, but the joystick itself. This is hacking cartridges, and that's the issue. There's the advert on the back, as we always have. So that's issue 83, always plenty of stock of that. That's available on FREEZE64.com.